Good evening, everyone. Board Game Lawyer here. It is a Sunday evening. We just had a big thunderstorm roll through, and so it's nice to be indoors playing some Marvel Champions from Fantasy Flight Games. And this week I'm going to be playing against the challenge from the Marvel Champions monthly podcast crew. They're doing an event. It's an OP event where we can win some free cards if you submit your results to a game that you're going to play. And this particular week, they put out a challenge where you play with the Tower Defense. So we have Proxima Midnight, we have Corvus Glaive here on the table. And the modular encounter set that they require you to play with is the Down to Earth modular set. So I'm going to be playing with one of the heroes I really enjoy playing with today. Let's take a look at her hero side. So it is Spectrum. She has a thwart of 1, attack of 1, a defense of 1, and she has energy transformation, force response. After you change this energy form, choose a face down energy form upgrade, flip that card face up to change that energy form. All right. So we're going to be playing against the Tower Defense. Pretty standard setup here, and it is actually a standard game that I'm playing today. So let's take a look at 1A on the main scheme. It says after you put the contents in, the setup is to reveal stage 2A and put it into play next to the stage so that there are 2 main schemes and 2 villains in play. All right, so we have that out on the table. It is the Army of Thanos. When revealed, put the Avengers Tower environment into play, stronghold side face up, put the focus defense attachment into play attached to the stage. Each player searches the encounter deck for a copy of Black Order Besieger and puts it into play, engage with them, and shuffle the encounter deck. So we do have the Avengers Tower, stronghold side up. It says the unique rule does not apply to Avengers Tower, force response. After damage is placed here, if there's at least 9 damage here, remove all of it, then flip Avengers Tower over. All right, and the Black Order Besieger says after Black Order Besieger engages you, choose to either deal 1 damage to Avengers Tower or deal 2 damage to your identity. So I'll go ahead and just put 2 damage on my identity. So that'll knock us down already to from 11 down to 9. I'll flip to our alter ego form. All right, and so the focus defense says it's a permanent environment or a permanent attachment. It says the villain who matches the attached scheme is the active villain. Force response. After the player phase ends, attach this card to the other main scheme. After the player phase ends. Okay, so we're going to be playing Monica Rambeau today. She has 3 recovery in her alter ego form. She's a civilian. It says put all 3 energy form upgrades into play face down. Force or power drain. Force response. After you change this form, turn all your energy form upgrades face down. So I'm keeping my energy upgrades down here in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. There's a little stack of them, 3 of them here. We're just going to consider them face down. They're out of play. All right, and I guess we'll go ahead and begin a game. Let's see what happens here. So this is the challenge. Let's see how we do. So right out of the gate, you notice that I have aggression as her aspect. So we have Divebomb. We also have Marvel Boy. We have Blue Marvel. I like Blue Marvel a lot. And we also have the Gamma Blast. Gamma Blast, I hate to waste those, so I'll go ahead and keep hold of that one while we do some mulligans here. So let's mulligan off Marvel Boy. That's also, I hate to do it, Blue Marvel and Divebomb. We'll get rid of those 3 cards. We'll keep Speed of Light. We'll keep Speed of Light. And we'll keep that Gamma Blast. All right, so we'll draw 3 cards as our mulligans. We got Melee, good card. Energy Spear and Photon Speed. All right, so boy, it's tough to know. So I believe that the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and flip over to, we got to flip this Army of Thanos card over too to see if there's anything on the other side of it. I don't think there is. It says when revealed, put the Avengers Tower environment into play, stronghold side face up. Put the focus defense attachment in play to the stage. Each player, let's see. No, this is it. Force interrupt when this stage would be completed. Remove all threat from this stage. Instead, then deal each player 1 face down encounter card. All right, so we'll flip over to our Spectrum side. And the energy form that we'll put into play is Photon. It says after you change this energy form, remove 1 threat from a scheme. So we'll go ahead and take 1 threat off of that Under Siege. If I can get there. And we'll just arrow down. Here we go. All right. And then we have light speed, speed of light. It says change energy forms and draw a card. So we'll play that, speed of light. Change energy forms. Let's go over to our gamma form. All right, speed of light. Now we are gamma, and the gamma form reads, it says that Spectrum gets +2 attack, hero response after you change this energy form, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So we'll do 1 damage to Corvus Glaive. I'll take him down to 7. There he is. And since we have an attack of 3, let's do a attack on the Black Order Besieger. We'll go ahead and knock him out. Now, he did say that, yeah, we've already took care of that 2 damage to our identity, so we're down to 9. So we are going to exhaust and knock out the Black Order Besieger. And we can tighten things up a little bit here. And we'll zoom in, get a better look at what's going on the table here. All right, so did we draw our card to replace Speed of Light? We didn't. So we'll draw our card now, and it is Strength. Good. We got Strength. That's a good card to have. All right, so we'll do another Speed of Light. So we will change energy forms and draw a card. So we are going to change to Photon. Put Gamma back out. We're going to switch to Photon again. Draw a card, and when it says that after you change this energy form, remove 1 threat from a scheme, so we'll take 1 threat off of the armies of Thanos. And then we draw a card, and it is Honed Technique. Ooh. If I could get a Honed Technique out on the table this early, that would be great. I have to pay 2 mental resources in order to play that. It costs 3, but the requirement is 2 mental resources to get that on the table. But I tell you what, that can do some. I've got 3 of these in the deck, so if I don't play it on my first turn, it's not a big heartbreak. We do have the Gamma Blast. So if I switch over to my Gamma form, we can do another damage and then do 7 damage to an enemy. So we could knock out Corvus Glaive, and we could do 1 damage to Proxima Midnight if we play the Gamma Blast. Let's see what else we could play if we were to pull that off. I almost want to get that Honed Technique out on the table. So if I got it out for 3, yeah, see, I'm still that Photon event, hero action thwart, change the Photon energy form, remove 4 threat from a scheme. We don't have any threat at all on the table right now, so it's kind of a waste to flip down into Photon speed. But I definitely want to go into Gamma form, I believe. So we're going to spend 2 resources, 3 resources to flip down into our Gamma form. So we'll spend Strength and an Energy Spear to go into our Gamma form now. So we'll bring that out onto the table. And again, whenever we flip to this form, we deal 1 damage to an enemy. So we're going to do 1 damage to Proxima Midnight. And then we'll deal 7 damage because of the Gamma Blast onto Corvus Glaive, which is going to knock him all the way down to 0. All right, good. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to hang on to Photon Speed, Melee, and Honed Technique. And we'll move on into our next turn. So, advance the phase, turn things over to the Tower Defense. So yeah, we got to move this Focus Defense over here now, placing 1 threat onto both of these main schemes. And Proxima Midnight reads, Force Interrupt. When Proxima Midnight attacks, you choose to either deal 1 damage to Avengers Tower, or Proxima Midnight gets +2 for this attack. So I think we're just going to put 1 damage on the Avengers Tower. I mean, it's just like a hero location anyway, right? So who cares? And so she's going to attack for 2 plus her boost. which is another 1. So we're going to take 3 damage onto Spectrum. 1, 2, 3. Discard Black Order Procedure. And then the encounter card that she deals is an Assault. So it's another attack when the... Oh, boy. So the villain attacks you. So we're going to add 1 more damage to the Avenger's Tower. We're going to take 1 more attack, unfortunately. Yeah. Nice. So deal a boost card. And it is a 2, so 4 damage into Spectrum. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's already knocked down to 2 health in the first round. So we're definitely going to be probably flipping down this turn. Spectrum's turn. So we do have photon speed, which is not really that important. We got Honed Technique. Definitely want to put that out on the table now, I think. We're going to go ahead and spend Melee Divebomb and Photon Speed to put out the Honed Technique. Just for the future rounds mainly. We can do 3 damage with Spectrum onto Proxima Midnight. 1, 2, 3, because we're in Gamma form. We're going to flip down to our Alter Ego form. And then that's going to put Gamma back here out of play. Face down. All right. End of our turn. Focus Defense goes over to Armies of Thanos. We'll advance the phase. Sending things back over to the Tower Defense way. So what do we get in our hand? We got Fusillade. We got another Honed Technique. We got Melee, Pulsar Shield, and Speed of Light. Okay. So some good cards here in our hand. All right, so Corvus Glaive. Now that we're in Alter Ego form, we're going to place 1 threat onto each of the main schemes. Corvus Glaive is going to scheme for 2, plus this card here, another 2, so he goes to 4. And that's going to cause the Armies of Thanos to threat out, of course. When the stage will be completed, remove all threat from the stage instead, then deal each player 1 face-down encounter card. So we'll go ahead and remove all threat off of there because it essentially went up to 6. And we'll deal ourselves an encounter card. And here's another encounter card, so we got to deal with 2 encounter cards this round. The first one is Proxima's Power. It says, when revealed, Proxima Midnight activates against you. Ooh. All right, so she is going to activate against us. So she's going to scheme for 1 plus 0 to put 1 threat onto Under Siege. Could have been worse. Discard Proxima's Power. And then we have 1 more card to deal with, and it is an Assault. We're in Alter Ego form, so it's going to gain Surge. And it says, Bound by Blood. When revealed, heal 2 damage from each villain. Give each villain a tough status card. Great. So we're going to heal 2 damage from Corvus. We're going to heal 2 damage from Proxima. We're going to put a tough card on Proxima. And we're going to put a tough card onto Corvus Glaive. Bound by Blood. Discard card. All right. Well then. How about we do this? Melee Pulsar Shield. Oh, this has been a good opportunity to get that melee off. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to flip over to our flip card over to our Spectrum side. By doing so, we're going to go Gamma. So when we became a Gamma, we get to remove 1 tough card because we get to deal 1 damage to an enemy. So the tough is coming off of Proxima Midnight. How about Spectrum? Does 3 damage to Corvus Glaive, which removes that tough card. Now we'll flip to our Photon using the speed of light. So we'll grab our Photon energy form. When we do that, we remove a threat. So we'll take one threat off of Under Siege, and we draw a card. The card drawn is Angela. Okay. Angela. Alright, so we got the melee card, which is deal 3 damage to an enemy, deal 3 damage to another enemy. So this might be our ticket to advancing the villain to the next stage. Let's begin by putting Angela out onto the table. Now she says, after Angela enters play under your control, search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion, put it into play, engage with you, shuffle the encounter deck. If a minion was not put in play this way, discard Angela. So we'll find out whether or not we could use Angela. Let's look at the top 10 cards of the encounter deck. And they are... there's a minion. There's a criminal. And just to say, put into play. Put into play. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's put that criminal into play, that common criminal into play with us. All right. So now we have that common criminal. We'll just set it over here for now. Angela is... Okay, nice. On table. Let's go back and look and see what we got. So if we melee, so Angela can actually attack Corvus Glaive and knock him out. But Proxima Midnight with the melee card can only do 7 damage. So it will not knock out Proxima Midnight. Angela could finish off Proxima Midnight. So let's do the melee. We're going to use this Honed Technique. When you play an attack event, if you played for that using a mental resource, increase the amount of damage by the printed costs. So it's going to do 3 damage and 3 damage plus 3 damage and 3 damage. So we will spend 3 resources. We could hang on to that energy card. Pulsar Shield? Yeah, probably not. So that's what we'll do. We'll spend these 3 cards here. Fusillade, Honed Technique, and Pulsar Shield to play melee. That does 6 damage to Proxima Midnight. It's going to knock out Corvus Glaive. And Angela is going to do a damage to Proxima Midnight. Just going to knock her all the way down to 0. So let's advance to the next villains. So now the new Proxima Midnight comes out with 12 health. Corvus Glaive comes out with 11 health. Melee is discarded. And we've only got 2 health. That could be a problem. But anyway, so goes. So we'll advance the phase, and we have, what did we draw? We drew another melee, we drew energy duplication, we drew Gamma Blast, and Throg. Okay, so we're going to move Focus Defense over to this main scheme here. Add 1 threat to each. Proxima Midnight's going to attack. We're just going to block that attack with Angela. So she attacks for 3, 4, 5, 6 damage onto Angela. So Angela's defeated. Discard card. And then we're going to deal ourselves an encounter card. Oh, we do take 1 damage from the common criminal. So now Spectrum is down to 1. This card reads, Direct Assault. Figures attached to the villain who is not the active villain. When the attached villain attacks, the attack gains ranged. If that attack defeats an ally, deal 3 damage to Avenger's Tower. At the end of that attack, discard Direct Assault. So that just simply gets attached over here to Corvus Glaive because he's not the active villain. And that was not so bad. I'll take it. All right. Advance the phase over to me. Proxima Midnight is sitting at 12. Corvus Glaive is sitting at let's see, we didn't put threat on the main schemes, did we? Yeah, we didn't. We forgot that step. So we need to put 4 onto Under Siege and 1 onto Armies of Thanos. So with Photon, it says that she... If I switch over to Gamma Blast, let's see. Alter Ego action, spin to force, deal 3 damage to Common Criminal. If this minion is defeated this way, choose to either draw a card or remove 3 threat from a side scheme. There's no side schemes on the table. So it would be a way to draw a card. It would cost us either an energy duplication or a Gamma Blast. And I do think we want that. Yeah. I think we're going to do this. We're going to spend 2 resources to put energy duplication out onto the table. We're going to spend energy duplication because it says that exhaust energy duplication, generate a printed resource on your face-up energy form upgrade. So we got a mental resource on our Photon. We're going to spend melee, and we're going to spend frog. So we'll flip our gamma form. Advantage. Oops. Better get rid of the right thing. When we've switched to the gamma form, we can do 1 damage to an enemy. So we're going to do 1 damage to Proxima Midnight. Then we can... Okay, so we were playing Gamma Blast to do that. 7 damage to an enemy. So we'll do 7 damage to Corvus Glaive. Discarding Gamma Blast. We are going to do 3 damage to Proxima Midnight, I think. Yeah, 3 damage to Proxima Midnight. We'll flip over to our Alter Ego form. This card's Gamma, but we'll end our turn. Advancing the phase. Moving Focus Defense over here to the Armies of Thanos. And look at that beautiful dive bomb in my hand. Boy, if we could only get that to go. Alright, so now then. Placing 1 threat on each. 1 threat onto Under Siege. 1 threat onto the Army of Thanos. Corvus Glaive is going to scheme. Alright. And it is a 3 plus 2 is 5, so it's going to scheme out. So we remove all the threat from the Armies of Thanos. We deal 2 encounter cards to Corvus Glaive. The first one reads, Loose Ends. Search the encounter deck, discard pile, set aside area, and remove from game area for a copy of your obligation. Ooh. Then reveal it. During that reveal, if you change the Alter Ego form, discard 1 random card from your hand. If your obligation was not revealed this way, this card gains Surge. Let's go look for our obligation. It is going to be found in the encounter deck. Look at all cards. And here is my loss of control obligation. Let's read that again. During that reveal, if you change to Alter Ego form, discard 1 random card from your hand. We are already in Alter Ego form. Alright, so now loss of control says you cannot change energy forms. Alter Ego action, exhaust Monica Rambeau, remove loss of control from the game. Okay, so we have that obligation out. Discard that one. Let's look at our hand again. And we have another encounter card which reads, Proxima Spear, attached to Proxima Midnight. Proxima Midnight attacks gain Overkill and Piercing. Hero action, take 1 damage and spend a energy and mental resource to discard this card. So Proxima's Spear comes over onto her. I don't think we have any guards on the table. No. Common Criminal is just simply a criminal. He is not guarding anyone. So we're going to advance the phase over to Monica Rambeau. We're going to exhaust her to remove loss of control from the game. So we'll move this to the victory display. Then we will spend a good old amount of cards to play the Divebomb. So, got to flip to our energy form first, which we will flip a card. Flip the card, go to Gamma. We'll do 1 damage to Proxima Midnight. Now we play the Divebomb. We'll use Energy Duplication, Genius, and Honed Technique for resources. And it says play if your identity has the aerial trait, which we do. And it says deal 7 damage to an enemy, deal 1 damage to each other enemy. So we're going to deal 7 damage to Proxima Midnight, 1 damage to Corvus Glaive, and 1 damage to the Common Criminal. But here's the kicker. If you paid for that event using mental resource, increase the amount of damage that event deals by its printed cost. So we do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage to Proxima Midnight. That knocks her all the way down to 0. We're going to do 1 plus 4 damage to Corvus Glaive, which knocks him all the way down to 0. And that Common Criminal is simply discarded. So we did a Divebomb to knock out all of the villains here under the Tower Defense game. So we'll go ahead and call it a victory. If you saw anything that I did wrong throughout the course of this playthrough, please make sure that you comment on that. Let me know. You can find me on Discord. I am BGL or Board Game Lawyer, or in some cases the Radioactive Board Game Lawyer. I'm also on Facebook, Board Game Lawyer on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube as the Board Game Lawyer. So thanks for watching my video today. I hope you have a nice evening. And again, just as a reminder, this is an MCM challenge. So if you find Marvel Champions Monthly out there on Discord, on their server, you can pull up a form, fill out the information with a possibility of winning some OP cards that they're giving away. So just want to make sure I plug them as well. So thanks for watching today. Have a great evening. Take care. Peace out. See ya.